What is going on, everyone? Thank you for showing up for our third episode, our how-to series, where I'm interviewing different people in the comic book community. Obviously, we're more than just collecting comic books. We do other things, on the side or as your main business, however you want to look at it. But yeah, I mean, obviously, everyone here has got a lot of expertise in something. So I just want to kind of share everyone's knowledge and expertise to help the whole community, because all the stuff can be applied, obviously, to what we do here. And I've got another great show for you today. I'm interviewing Bill Cat 60 Designs. If you're anywhere on YouTube, you've seen him. He's in every auction. I think he's like 5 to 6 days a week. He's selling comic books over there, so I'm sure you've seen him. He's got a great story, backstory. He's one of the few rockers that we really do have in the community. So let's get him out here, and everyone give a big welcome. Nerd Tuning, a movie podcast. Thank you so much. Let's get him in here.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, Bill, how's it going, man? Thank you for being on the show. How's your weekend going?
Good. I mean, I can't complain. Every day I wake up is a good day.
Hey, doesn't get any better than that. As I kind of mentioned, you are one of the few rock stars we got in the community. We'll get to that in a quick second here. But the first question I always ask is, what was your first comic book you got?
All right, so I've only really been into this for a little over a year. But when COVID hit, my business took a big hit because I mainly marketed to restaurants and bars, and they were the hardest hit, industries in this. So I was the first one to get cut. So I went to YouTube, and I started looking at storage locker people, because I used to do that years ago. I used to go around and buy abandoned storage lockers, and these guys, they couldn't go out to flea markets, so they were selling all their stuff on YouTube, like we do with the comic books.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
All I know is from like the Storage War TV shows. I mean, those are fun to watch, but you were actually living it. You were doing that.
Yeah, I did that before Storage Wars, actually, when it was really good. There'd be like 10 people max at one of these things. Then it became like 50. Yeah.
And then we're like, I can do that.
We all knew each other, and sometimes we bid against each other. Sometimes we just let people take it. Go ahead, you can have this one. And they walk away with a $5,000 worth of stuff for $50.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's totally different. So basically, a comic book lot came up, so I bought that lot, and it was Wolverine, a mixture of Wolverine books from the first series and Iron Man books from the first series, and I was like, I heard comic books are great. I'm gonna make $1 million. Well. Then I started looking at when I got them, I started looking at the price. I'm like, man, $1.50, $2. I'm like, I'm not listing these on eBay. So I tried to get rid of them in one place, and I asked the guy, hey, how much for these? And he goes, I'm not interested in them except for that one. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, I go, why are you interested in that one? He goes, it's a key. So then I went down this comic book journey.
You went down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Yep. And you went into it big time.
I love it, man. I love comic books, man. I think they're awesome.
That's so cool. And before even storage flipping, you were in a band, man. You were in a ton. You toured everywhere, right?
Well, I did colleges. I did the Eastern Seaboard mostly for years, 2 years, and then eventually I had to get out because I was killing myself. It was bad. I won't go into further detail.
We've heard stories.
Yeah, this shit's real.
Yeah.
So
K-pop rock on.
So it's fun. it's not very lucrative. I mean, when I was at my level, it was pretty good. I mean, $1,000 a week, all expenses paid, was pretty good.
I'll take that.
Yeah, man. I mean, I couldn't complain. So, but I mean, nowadays, like even I just quit playing about 7 years ago, playing out. I still,
Wow.
I still have my guitars on the wall, and I pull them down and play every day. But yeah, man. 7 years ago, I was making, $500 a week. That would be the most that I could make, and I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm done. And
Traveling around like that, it's hard.
yeah, I mean, I just played locally here, played in the bars and stuff, and we were a popular band. It was a lot of fun. It was a hobby, but it became work, and at that point, I said, I just want this to be fun. If it's not fun, I'm done.
All right.
So,
So then how did you go from, playing in bands, storage, comics? How'd you get into the whole marketing agency thing?
well, I've owned IT companies for the past 25 years.
Oh, okay.
So I had a computer manufacturing company.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that was about 20 million a year. So
All right. So it's
we were
small.
doing
It's small. All right.
well. All right, man. I mean, to say that you make that much is awesome. To say you sell that much, you got to figure. Well, what was your what were you making? I was doing pretty good. I mean, but nothing special. I mean, and then that failed because of 9/11, lost everything, reset, moved back into my garage building computers. That company was actually pretty lucrative because there was no overhead. But all these businesses that I had, like I did break fix, I did networking. I've done some pretty big jobs, and but I've always marketed myself. So this is
That's
kind
true.
of this is kind of my retirement plan. I don't have to go up and down ladders and in attics, and I'm getting too old and fat for that. So
Never too old.
yes, but too fat. Now I'm injured. I got bad back. I hyperextended my knee about 6 months
That's right.
ago.
You had the bad knee.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all getting old. We're all getting up there. So.
Yeah, so
All right.
this was the natural thing for me to do. It's IT still, I deal a lot with the internet. I've done digital marketing, e-commerce, uh, website development, my whole existence in business. So
Right. So this stuff is easy. Like what we're going to show you guys, or what actually Bill's going to show you guys right now, it is so easy right now. So yeah,
yeah,
well, he'll put it all together for you. And
yeah,
normally I
this
have
is
a whole PowerPoint presentation, I put together for you guys, but this is going to be so much easier because I'm just going to turn it over to Kat, and he's just going to do it all for you, and he's going to walk you through step by step how to do it. Obviously the basic things you want to know out of the gate is what kind of website you want to do. Are you trying just to do lead generation, like you just want to collect emails? You just want to have a nice landing page up there so you can email your people, because I'm sure everyone's kind of heard the money is in the list. If you can control the eyes, if you can control your audience, so when you drop a YouTube video, when you want to sell something, whenever you want to do anything, you just send out an email blast, and everyone kind of gets their attention right there. Or do you want to do an e-commerce site? Do you want to sell some stuff on there? All that's going to be easily done. Some easy plugins that Kat's going to show you here. And I'm just going to turn it over because let's show the people what they came here for. Let's show how easy it is to build a website. And hey, even if these couple of push the buttons is not that easy for everyone, they can just hire you. Doesn't get easier than that.
Yeah, let's not go crazy though.
All right, here we go.
All right, so in deciding to get an online presence, I mean, really, we got to start at the beginning. What are you using what is your goal? Do you have a business? Do you have, if you have a business, are you trying to get your business online? are you local, national, international? Those are like very important things to answer, and that depends, that will say where you need to go. Are you doing affiliate marketing? Um, are you trying to gather emails? Are you just trying to get people to call your phone? I
Right.
mean,
And a quick
most
thing, real quick, for anyone who doesn't know what affiliate marketing is, do you want to go over that real quick?
yeah, affiliate marketing is where you sell other people's stuff and get paid for it. That's the easy thing to say. But like every company just about out there, every big company um, has has affiliates. Like if you go to Amazon, and you scroll down, see if they still have it. I'd hate to be called out for this, but
Yeah, they still have. I don't know where it is, but I know they still have it.
yeah, usually down at the bottom they say, "Oh, I don't see it. Do you?"
I can't see in your screen.
Let us help you make money with us. Sell products. Oh, here you go. Become an affiliate.
Become an affiliate.
So, like every big company that you could think of, Walmart, Best Buy, all of them, you can go and make an affiliate market, and become an affiliate with them and sell their stuff. Now, a lot of people think that a website is a great platform, grabbing emails and stuff, but for those type of things, a blog is a big deal. Blogs get picked up; they get preference in search engines. Also, YouTube channels. If, let's say, this is the stupidest thing, but skin cream, for anti-aging shit, it's like the number one affiliate marketing target.
Yep.
Because it sells, women buy makeup. It's a big seller. Become an affiliate with somebody like what's that Chinese, oh my god, the Chinese company, I can't remember now. Like kind of like Amazon but in China.
Oh, Alibaba.
Alibaba, thank you. So they got AliExpress.
Okay.
AliExpress is a place where you can go to, and Alibaba is for like big stuff, buying
Yeah, you're
thousands
buying
of
in bulk.
dollars worth
Yeah,
of
yeah, you're
stuff.
buying 500
But
pieces.
if you go to AliExpress,
Right.
you can try out the products and see if they work, and then make a deal with them because they also sell on Alibaba. So like if you were to say go for skin cream and you did a YouTube channel and a blog, that's where you'd sell most of this stuff. The contact list isn't really good, but if you're doing like get rich quick things, those are where the lists actually work. The contact list. You're selling little $15-$20 products. You can sell them all day long if you can get the proper list. But I hated it. I mean, I just I got emails. I used to get like 600-700 emails a day. So
I'm sure.
done. So what I'm going to focus on is more just a site. If you're a small business and you're looking to get your business online, but any kind of website building, kind of, you can kind of go towards anything that you
Right.
want to do.
You're laying out
Just
a
by
good
what I'm going to show
foundation
you.
you can knock out quick, and anything can be added to it.
Exactly. So the first thing you're going to want to do is pick your name. And I always use like an reference. Let's say you're a moving company, you're McKenna's and Sons Moving Company. You don't want to name your website that because it's too long. You want to brand your company. You don't want to have the email that's, John at blah, 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 700 words to type out. Really, honestly, you just want it to be simple. It's small. I was lucky. I went with Cat 60 because I thought I was gonna do more IT work, and Cat 6 is a cable. A lot of people think that Cat 60, I'm all about cats,
Yeah,
lions,
I
tigers,
thought you were
whatever.
like a Shelby, and there was gonna be cats running everywhere.
No, I do have cats though.
Well, see,
So you want to pick your name, make it as small as possible. You can have a play on it like Mac and Sons and .com or something. If you can find that name available, that would be perfect. So I have a hosting company. There's tons of them that you can go register your name at. There's Namecheap,
yep.
There's GoDaddy, Bluehost. I mean, you just type in domain registration and you could registrar and you can find tons of them. But I'm gonna kind of press on mine. Why not? So I actually, and I'm gonna tell you straight up, I resell GoDaddy. I don't have a million servers sitting all over the world. I resell GoDaddy at a lower price than GoDaddy sells for.
Right.
It's mostly for my clients. So the number up here is a GoDaddy phone number, 24/7 support. These guys fix, talk you through anything. So the first thing you're going to do is find your domain. Find your domain. When you find it, you can add it to the cart. A very important thing in today's world is, well, you're going to need hosting. So always use cPanel hosting. It's the most preferred. It's the easiest to use. As you see, $1.49 a month, you can actually set up a business hosting for a local business. You could do lead gen with this. You can't do e-commerce. You need to move up to a more robust platform. This one will actually work for a small e-commerce site, and this would be for a bigger one. And then if you're going to have multiple sites, I mean, my plan is like $100 a month. So I'm just saying that's what it is. They also have virtual private servers, VPSs, whatever. So you pick your hosting you want, pick your domain you want, and then you're also going to need to get an SSL. SSLs are super important for any business, any website. If you've ever noticed that when you go to a website, it says this site's not secured, blah, blah, blah. You get in Google, you get a big red lettering and stuff, and
Right.
it
You're
looks
looking for that
bad.
little like padlock up at the top of the screen, right?
Yeah. So that's, as you can see, like mine's secured. So my SSLs are $39.99 a year for just one, which is like half of what GoDaddy is.
Yeah, I say that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, if you bought off of me, I appreciate it. I'm not making money. It's not a big money maker for me.
Right.
This is just, I
This is
put my
not part of
clients
retirement plan.
here. I put my clients here so they can save some money.
Yeah.
I've got probably 150 clients that use this. So, all right. So anyways, once you've gotten all your stuff added to cart and purchased it, you're going to have a dashboard that kind of looks like this. These are your sites. These are the domains you own, your web hosting. Oh, and you're also going to want to get branded email. I don't think Workspace email works anymore. They're moving into Office 365, which is another fee. But I don't think I can save anything on that. That's a Microsoft deal.
Yeah, that's Microsoft. They make their money.
Yeah, but you know what? It's great. It's simple to use. They've got super support too. Like my email got hacked, which I didn't know because I've always set up emails on servers myself. I've always
Right.
created that stuff. And then Office 365 comes in, and they have a setting that's by default bad. So they just told me to change it, and that all went away. So anyway.
All right. It's easy.
Yeah, simple. So where you're going to start with your building your website would be in your web hosting section. You click over here and you manage it. going up to cPanel. Oh, that's nice. That's the fun about building websites, is you get errors so many times. I'm just hoping that doesn't happen. In here, if you buy at the same place, in other words, like if you bought all your stuff, you bought your domain name, you bought your hosting, your SSL and everything, it all sets up and would bring you to your cPanel.
Nice.
And
So they go on your
you
site,
just,
they buy it all there. It's already put in right there for you. So
yeah, but if you buy your name somewhere else, or you have a name and you want to put it on a different hosting plan, that's a whole different ballgame. You have to change your A record to point towards your new hosting. You have to do a setup on your SSL, which is like, it's kind of cumbersome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of steps that you have to take. It's here's your SSL TLS. You have to create a CRT. You have to generate a CSR.
Okay. We're not going to talk about that now. Then let's just assume they bought it all from your site there. Make it easy. All done. Couple of clicks in your shopping cart, and now you come right to here, and then you do what?
All right. So you could set up on the file manager. You could do, write HTML code, CSS, all that stuff, or do it the easy way, WordPress.
Right. Except for K-pop, she likes that HTML. Otherwise, all of us do WordPress. It's so much easier.
Okay, I used to write Java, PHP. I used to do Parallax.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, we were doing sites. We were doing sites that moved before anybody. I mean, there was a guy in California that started developing the language, and we had a direct connection with him because he used to buy computers off us, and our site used to move around. It was cool as shit without Flash. so basically, you're going to need to install the application. You're going to pick your site. If you have an SSL, the easiest place to do it is, let's see if I got one of these that is not set up. I don't know if it is or not. Is to put it under the HTTPS and your domain name. So if you put it here, you're gonna have to do a redirect to get people to go to the SSL portion. But if you just set it right on the HTTPS, it's all handled for you.
It's all done for you.
Yeah, so you would install it here. Unfortunately, my sites don't have these aren't secured. These are just my kind of like building sites where I build a site for somebody before I transfer it to them or overwrite their old one. So you delete the directory so it's at the root. So when anybody types in this, it'll go directly to the home page. I usually just leave all this stuff default. Put in a username, a password, an email. You may want to name the site. This is kind of like for an SEO thing. So like John's Moving, if I can spell. And then Best Movers in Detroit. This will help. It kind of names your site. You could, a lot of times you'll see they'll put a pipe here so that when you look at the site, it'll say, if you put it up here, it'll say, John's Moving pipe, Best Movers in Detroit, whatever. So once you're done with all that, you install it, but I don't need to. I've already done that on one of these. So you're gonna come back here. It's gonna take you to this. It's gonna show you installing. Once you've installed, you got three options. You can go to the home page, to the back page, to the administration panel, or to support, which I've never gone there, so I have no idea what that does. So I'm going to go to the dashboard, which is the admin. And whenever you go to this site, if you type in /WP-admin after the domain name, it'll bring you into a login page, so you can log in from a web browser rather than going through your cPanel to admin, which I'll show you with another site.
Yeah. So this is right now. Now you're in like the back part of the website. So once you get your website set up, when you want to change and add pages and everything, like I said, you put in your website name, that WP-admin, and now it takes you to this part, and that's all you have to do to get into it.
Exactly. And then this is a fresh install. I actually did some things which I wish I didn't do, but the first things that I always do, and this is just me, I go to general. I set up the time zone. I'm in Florida, so that's going to be New York. So this is the only setting that I set up this is the only setting that I set up on the general setting. The discussion setting. This is super important. If you're in a blog, if you're doing a blog, you'll want to leave some of this stuff open. You'll allow people to submit comments on new posts, but you may want people to be registered. You definitely must fill out your name and email address. That's going to cut down on some of the spam.
Yeah.
This for a business site, I just go ahead and don't allow people to submit a comment on new posts. Comment author must fill out a name, but I always select this: user must be registered and logged in to comment. And they aren't registered, they can't register, so they can never comment. That's super important.
Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, I didn't do this when I had a website, and I would get spam nonstop of people trying to comment and stuff, and until I figured out how to do this stuff. So, near to me, yeah. My rule now for people I'm interviewing is they can only be from Florida.
There you go. Nice. So the last part in settings that I set up is permalinks. You go by, usually it's set here when you come here. I set it to post name, because if you set it to something else, it's going to look funky when they go to different pages. But if you use post name right after the URL, when you go to it, like say an about page, it'll say about, and instead of archive, whatever, sample post. So always use post name. Make sure that's clicked. The next thing I do is I go up to plugins, which I've removed the plugins that were here. There's usually 3 of them or 4. Some different hosting companies have just tons of stuff in here. I get rid of everything because I use my own whatever I need. And then there's always a post. It says hello world.
Yeah. I always see that on websites when people don't do much to
it. Just delete that from post. And pages. There's this one had, the way that this one sets up, there's 2 pages. I just delete those. And then you go into trash and remove them from trash. I mean, it's very simple. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to add a page. And this lovely thing shows up for Gutenberg, boom, gone. Add a title. Stupid easy. Now you built your first web page.
Now you're ahead of 99% of the people out there.
All right. So now you have a website. You have default themes. You can use these if you want. You have to learn how to use. It's hard. I mean, you'd have to just basically learn how to use WordPress with with blocks now. So highly unrecommended. There's a theme you could buy from Elegant Themes called Divi. This is super easy to use. I'm going to show it right now. I don't know what their prices are. Well, I guess we can figure this out. If you want it for a year access, it's $89 a year, or for a lifetime, you never have to pay for it again. It's $249. Well worth the $249, especially if you want to play around with your website, rebuild it every now and then.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, so in other words, you could pay me $500, or you can get $249. You can get that. That's kind of the way it works.
All right, so we just saved you $250. All right, so now we're good.
Okay, so I don't use these themes, but I'm going to add one, and I'm going to upload. Choose a file. Downloads. Divi.
There's the Divi.
Install now. Once you've downloaded, you're just basically gonna upload it to this. And we wait and we wait. Jeez, it hasn't even moved. There it goes. Nope. Oh, there it is.
So, yeah. So basically, once you upload, you do everything. You go to Divi. You buy that for $249 for life, and then it downloads on your computer. You're uploading it now to your own website, and this is where we're at right now.
And once it's uploaded, you have to activate it, and now it's live. So this is Divi's now a live theme. These are not installed yet. As a rule of thumb for me, I always delete these things.
Yeah, easy.
So you just click on the theme, delete. The reason why is if you don't delete them, every time an update comes up for these things, you're going to have to update these too. So just get rid of them. You only need this one. If you ever need to, like, sometimes sites break and it's easy to, figure out how they broke by going back to another theme. You can, as long as you can get to this back panel, you can add a new one and pick any of these and switch it to. That's a whole different ball game. I'm just going to pretend that it's a perfect world and nothing ever bad happens.
That's correct. That is the real world.
So since we're assuming you bought a license, you're gonna get this API key. You have to use your username and your API key, and you get a little check mark, and now you're good to go with all of the features of Divi. All right. So in order to start building, I mean, we're ready right now. There's nothing else for setup of WordPress that we have to do. We're gonna go ahead and click on this visit site, or you can click on this and it'll take you here. Since we deleted all the pages, it's gonna say no results found. It's gonna give you this lovely nasty footer, and we're going to set it so that home page is actually the home page. So if you just arrow over this up here, there's a theme customizer. You click on this, and down towards the bottom, there's home page settings. You're going to use a static page. We're only worried about this one right here, which is your home page. We're not worried about a post page. You select home and you publish it. And now the home page is the home page. Now we want to get rid of this big black thing that's here. That's going to be under widgets. This first one is footer area. They have 6 areas, so you got to figure they'll span across this. This is the first one. We just delete each of these. and that should go away. We publish, and we can start actually building. So now we're stuck with this. So here's the beauty of Divi. We're going to enable the visual builder. We can just say start building. It's going to come up with this questionnaire. Do you want to build from scratch? Choose a pre-made layout, clone an existing page. All right, so building from scratch, all these just sound like what they mean. To make this stupid easy, we're going to choose a pre-made layout. If you've bought the theme, you're allowed to use these layouts. And everything is pretty much set up for you to just start building.
So now you just pick the theme you like is all you're doing right now?
Yeah. Yeah, so let's build my hosting site. Hosting. Look familiar?
So when he says he can set this up in 5 minutes, this all you do is you're deleting some of the things already on there, and you're putting that you're putting that up, and you got a killer looking site.
Yeah, I mean this isn't a bad looking site. Let's go to that. You know, I just left this. I just changed this image. I actually downloaded the server and put the little cat on it. So.
Yep, K-pop, you got it, easy peasy.
You know, there's a lot more. There's a lot more to this, but really, honestly, that is the stupid easiest thing that I could possibly think of. I mean, all of these are divided by, and I'll show you the framework of it. If you click down here, the framework, you have sections, right? And then you have rows divided by columns. So this is 2 columns in this one row. These are modules. So you got a text module, a button module, an image module. And that's the way that each one of these are set up. So this is your section. This is another section. This is another section. And you can name these things whatever you want to name them to make it easier for you to remember where they are. I don't usually even bother with that. I can usually tell by what the modules are in it. If I ever have an issue, one of the biggest issues that you have is that when you're building it in regular mode, like just this, is that you can't figure out how to put a module someplace, and you have to go to the wireframe and do it.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, this is just like really easy. If you want to change an image, you can click on this all right, so let's start at the top. So this is your section. If you click on the little wheel, you can change your background, which this is an image. So you'd have to upload an image. That's this blue here. The design is done by how did they do this design? I don't know how they did this design, actually. That's kind of funny. It's been so long since I've had to do that. I think it's a style that they've altered, or this could actually be the image. Let's see what the image looks like again. No.
Yeah, it just looks like a style thing they did.
That's kind of funny. It's been so long since I've had to. There it is. It's the image.
Oh, that's what the image looks like.
Yeah, they just created an image. and uploaded it. So you could change that image and it would change what this looks like. You can change. So that's for the section. The row is just 2 columns, which here are your columns, and you can edit each one individually. I mean, I'll show you, like, if I change, there's no background. If I put a background color in, it changes the background, but they had nothing because they want the blue. But if you want to change anything like that, this is a button. There's no link to it, so you're going to have to edit this if you want to keep this button, or you can remove it. You're going to have to send it to a destination. And if you look at if you look at my site, I changed the button to look, because I had this little down arrow. I figured I'd kind of match that color. Find your perfect domain takes you to where you can start buying stuff. Here's the greatest thing about Divi that I think is a good buy for anybody that wants to work on this. There's literally a billion places you can go to, and they will tell you any little thing you want to know about it. So if you have some custom code you want to add to it to make it do certain things, you can always add this. You can always do this, the code, and you can always add the code. It'll make things happen. Make like, you could get rid of the nav bar. You can get rid of the bottom bar, the footer.
So there's a lot of like YouTube tutorials and stuff like that. You're saying?
Oh my God, dude! There's so many things. There's so many people out there that do videos on Divi.
So what's the big difference then? Because obviously, if you're doing it this way through WordPress, if someone wants to set it up, obviously you saw it was just a couple buttons you throw up there. You pick the theme you like, and you can start changing things around. What's the difference between something like that, where you have full control over everything, as opposed to going to someplace like a Squarespace or Shopify or Wix or something like that?
Shopify has templates as well. Okay. Wix has templates. The difference is that the power of being able to actually work on the platform, some of them are very, very cumbersome. You have to know how to write in specific languages and stuff. I mean, it can be pretty bad if you have something you need to do. You probably have to hire a freelancer to come in and fix your site. With WordPress, no matter what you're using, if you're using Elementor or you're using just the blocks, I mean, the information is endless on what you can do.
So you're able to easier fix this than, say, if you're more restricted, and it's harder to fix something if you do a Shopify or a Wix or something like that.
Yeah, the biggest thing about Shopify is that I think that is a negative. It's stupid expensive.
That's true. It is pretty expensive.
I mean, if you want to add a module, it's like $5-10 a month. If you want to add this, it's $5-10 a month. I looked at Shopify. I thought it was an awesome idea for somebody and I'm like, man, by the time you get done, I told them, if you paid me $1,500 to build your website, in a year, you're gonna recoup that money.
Wow.
Yeah, it's that bad.
Wow. Okay, so you've got a basic template here, and then I'm sure there's just a couple of plugins like we kind of talked about. If you want to actually sell something on there, it's pretty easy to do, right?
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and save this for fun. I mean, well, actually, you know what? There's one other thing that's pretty important. It's one of the elements that most people are interested in, is this nav bar. That's done in Theme Customizer, and it's under header and navigation, and under primary. If you make this full width, the logo goes all the way over to the left. the links go all the way over to the right. You can hide the logo if you don't want one. I'll have to show you where you can upload one. You can make the menu height bigger or smaller. I like to keep it somewhere in around 65, maybe. Yeah, somewhere in there. I mean, so this is the primary header. This is where you'd be all the way up at the top. As you scroll, you see it gets smaller.
Sure.
That's the secondary or the fixed navigation. All right.
And is this native for like if you want to watch it on an iPhone or iPad or smartphone or something like that? You don't have to do anything, right? It does it for you.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you do. It's hard to say it. You say it that way, but every site is different. Like sometimes you'll add like these blocks down here. These blocks. If you look at this on the site, they look perfect. But if you look at it on a phone, they may look different. And I'll show you that in a second. So if you want to change like the background color, say you want to invert, like you want a black background, so you want the text to be more white. That's active links. Where's my text color? You want the links to, or the words to be more white. You'll want your active link to be in sort of the maybe a grayer. So this is like an active link.
Okay.
But this is where you would change the colors for the menu. And then if we go back, we can look at a secondary menu. Actually, let's add elements. So let's just add a phone number.
8675309.
Absolutely. And we'll do x@x.com. And then we do the secondary menu. Man, why didn't it show up? It should have showed up as soon as I made that.
Publish. Yeah.
Hello. Oh, there it is. See that added it up here.
Yep.
So you'd want to do the same thing. You'd want to invert the colors. So you'd want to make this black. You can make it full length, but that's all done. That's all done here in header navigation, and that's the secondary menu. And then the other one, which is this fixed. They call this a fixed navigation. You'd want to do, probably make it the same, so you want your primary background color to be black, which it does it automatically. It automatically changes to the text colors and all that stuff. You can make it a little bigger, you can make it smaller. But as you scroll, it's going to change the size unless you make this the same size as your other. Then it never looks like a secondary menu at all.
Gotcha.
All right, so enough with that. So back in our dashboard, we go to Divi, and this is where you would upload your logo, which I don't have one here, but I can always go to. I think I'm in the wrong one. This is like way too big. Oh, I didn't save it. Great. Always the fun part. Now you got a little logo there. I didn't use the transparent one, but you get the idea. I mean, it's really a simple little program to use. Now, where it gets intricate is if you want to do a shopping cart.
Okay.
If we want to do free, we install a plugin. The most common one to use is WooCommerce.
Yeah, that's the one I've used in the past.
And it's just right here. You just install the plugin and you activate it. And you have to go through this whole setup process, which I'm not going to do.
Yeah, you don't have to do that right
now. I mean, it takes time, and you got to go back and retrace your steps. I mean, but I can go to.
Yeah, let's look at one you've done already.
Yeah, it'd be easier to do it this way. And there's tutorials on setting that up.
Yeah, that is the one nice thing about any WordPress stuff and WooCommerce. I mean, they're so popular. They've been around for so long. You can easily Google or YouTube any of this stuff, and you're going to find hundreds of videos. But this video you're watching right now, it takes care of most of that for you.
Whenever you log into the back, always look at the top. Look at the side. You're gonna see numbers. If you see when it updates, try to update. The client didn't pay for these things, so once they ran out of service, they just sit there. You can't update them anymore. Eventually, he's gonna have to either update them or something. So when you install WooCommerce, this is where it's going to be. The biggest thing the biggest things that you're probably interested in is orders and customers or products. So right under WooCommerce, you'll see products. If you click here, these are the products that this guy has. These are all manually set up, which is a pain in the ass, especially when you have. I'll go to.
Hey, Gorilla. Appreciate you showing up.
What's up, GT? So like this is what the product page actually looks like. I kept it simple. It becomes really more difficult to set up when you have different options. And why these are out of stock, I don't. Oh, because these aren't available anymore. That's right. He's got a different one. But as you change the this image is supposed to change, but this product's out of service. But that's all set up in the back. Let's go to this one. So if we edit this one, it's done with variables and attributes. This text here is what goes on the bottom, which is really weird. And
so if someone wanted to sell a comic book or something, they would just go to products, add product, and they would type in these cells right here.
Yeah, you could just type in Hulk 181, the date, the author. You could do you could add categories, so it'd be like Hulk, Marvel, so that when you're searching for something, if you search for Marvel comic books, it would show up in the search. If you search for Hulk comic books, it'll show up. Why is that misspelled?
Oh, well.
I just noticed that. That's funny. He just sends me the text and I just paste it.
Yeah, so if you want to have a basic, simple website, you just showed them right there. It was just a couple of clicks. You fill out a theme, just change the wording, change any images you want on there, and you got it right there for you. A nice looking website. And then if you want to add products, obviously it's a little more work. You got to add, WooCommerce or something else in there. But man, it's all kind of self-explanatory. You need to change the header, you go to the header section, you type the header. You want to change the footer, change the footer.
Yeah, so really, really honestly, like when you set up WooCommerce, look at all the links it adds too. That's funny. So really honestly, within a few clicks, basically, you could have the beginning of a website and just change the names. If you wanted to build a custom site where you do all the work, I mean, even then it's not all that hard. It's just understanding what you're looking to do. We'll view the page. We'll enter the builder. Usually you start off with a header and then you move all the way down to the bottom. But this would be building your own site. So it automatically sets up a section and gets ready for a row. So there's a section here, and we're just going to add a 2-column row. Over here, you may want a text element. And then
now you're getting to a whole nother level. If someone wants to go and do their own thing, I think everyone really just wants to find a template that they can just tweak, and in, like I said, 20 minutes, you've got a killer looking website that's better than 99% of them out there.
I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You're just adding elements into these sections and then putting your own look and feel into it. So it's relatively simple, especially if you're just going to use a template. I hardly ever use templates anymore. Very rarely will I use a template unless I'm building something for somebody that somebody else is going to tweak.
Okay.
And
gotcha.
and there's amazing things that you could do with templates. I'll give you one last example, and then I guess we're about done.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone has got any questions, obviously in the chat, I appreciate everyone kind of watching and learning about different websites here from, WordPress, how easy this kind of is to do yourself. So if you have any other questions, please shoot them in there. If you're watching us on a replay, comment down below, and myself or Bill will get back to you on it. But yeah, I mean, let's just get the last couple of things going because we've been going for an hour. And so we try and keep these for an hour for you because we know your life is busy. And we know, Kat, you got to get ready for the next auction.
Actually, I'm not doing an auction tonight.
No, not tonight?
Yeah, which makes me happy. Let me see if let's see if this will add. I just want to show one thing, and I think it's pretty cool.
Thanks, Lex Brutus. I appreciate you stopping by. All right, so what are you working on here?
Well, I'm going to show you what somebody did with a template that I uploaded for them.
Okay. I was going to say, you did the video for 3 Doors Down? That's awesome.
No. So this is the way that this site looks now, right?
Oh,
And
sure. We all know that site.
you know that one now?
Oh, yeah, I know it now.
Has
The
Meta
auction
been
enough times you
advertising
click
that,
on
or?
it.
All right, so this is the way that it looks out of the box. He wanted to change colors and stuff, and it's relatively simple to do. You know, so this is the site um, out of box, and this is the site redone,
Pretty
and
easy.
it's very simple, very simple. And like I said, there's so many tutorials on how to use this stuff. You could do it on your own. So, were there any questions or?
We got thanks for the show. Super informative. Thank you. Yeah, and that's the nice part about doing the show like this. People can go back and watch it, and they can kind of walk through, because you walk through the steps right there for everyone. You do this, do this, do this, and you get the basic layout, and then it's just kind of playing with it. And like I said, you can always hit us up for questions if you have any questions about that. But man, Bill, I really appreciate you coming on board and kind of sharing this with everyone.
Thank you.
It really is. Like I said, I've gotten a bunch of questions of people saying, I know I need to set up a website. I know I need to do it. I just don't know where to begin. It's kind of overwhelming. And when you see how easy this is, these templates, and they're just plug and play, and you're making a few clicks, especially on your site, we've got it all laid out. Hey, you buy it all right there. You're going to save some money, and it's all imports for you. So it's all kind of done. So it makes it really easy. And man,
Yeah, I've been doing website development for 20 years with different companies. So when I say, we used to charge a lot of money for a website. I start off at 500 still, and that's just for a basic website. You get into e-commerce, I start at $1,500.
which is dirt cheap. I mean, just a few years ago, with the companies I was with when I was doing their marketing, we were getting quotes from, on the low end, $5,000, and
Yep.
most of them were between 12 and 15 grand to do.
Yep.
They look just like what you did.
Yeah.
There wasn't even e-commerce involved with it, but they're charging big money for this, and they look exactly the same. I mean, the tools we have now make it so much easier and levels the playing field for everyone to have a cool website done in just in half an hour.
If you have all the pictures and you have all the text and you know what you want to say, I could build a website for somebody within 3 hours. So
Start to finish, 3 hours of a killer website.
Start to finish, marketed, everything. SEO done in the background.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about SEO or how to hook all that stuff and everything up again.
Yeah. Well, that's a tough one. That's a longer video.
Right.
That's a much longer.
That's what I'm saying. It's, if anyone wants to know more about that, we can always do another video, or you can reach out to Bill for it. But like I said, yeah, I appreciate you coming on board, and I appreciate your time that you did here. What do you got going on next this week? Where can people find you?
Metaphorical Comics, YouTube, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't know about this Tuesday or next Tuesday, but Peter Parker Comics, maybe Thunder God. I don't know. I'm all over the place. I've been enjoying my little Saturday afternoon deal with Southern Comic Geek.
Southern, yep. Southern's going to be on the show here tomorrow. So if everyone wants to come back here tomorrow night for more, Mondays.
What's he going to be talking about? Insurance?
What's the other big thing he's known for?
Comic books.
Valiant Comics is his big thing. So more, Mondays we talk about the history of comics. We're talking about the history of Valiant Comics, and we thought it was a great time to bring in our first guest for more, Mondays. So of course you got to bring in Jason. You got to bring in Southern Comic Geek, and he's going to do a nice show and tell with all the cool books he has for Valiant, and we're going to talk about the rise and fall and rise again of Valiant, and really about Jim Shooter and his whole story, which is he's so fascinating. Just learning more about him and how he started in the industry. He was 14 years old, writing for DC Comics. It's pretty interesting. So yeah, it's he'll be on tomorrow night. And then like same with you, I'll probably be on Thunders this week. And then Sunday, we've got Samurai Sunday auction. We do every other week here. So that'll be on Wild Comics channel. Last Sunday was on this channel. And then next one, it's going to be on Wild Comics. So you guys check him out. Make sure you sub him out. Make sure you're following Kat. All his information is down below. His design website, his Instagram, everything is down below. So make sure you reach out to him and give him a follow. And again, thank you so much. And I appreciate everything, man. K-pop, everyone. Thank you.
I'll be seeing you around, brother.
Oh, yeah. We'll be seeing you all week. Like I said, if anyone's watching the YouTube auctions, you're going to see us around, especially Kat. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.